And then we're going to drop a few more atomic bombs just in random spots. I have no idea if these are going to hit civilizations or not, but I feel better already. We're going to make such a mess of this world, it's going to be unbelievable. I am in complete control of everything. Humans. Basic human with basic needs. Humans need water, right? And you know what? They can distribute themselves from there. That's perfect. And right away, they're learning to deal with adversity. If they can swim their way out of the middle of the ocean, they're going to be survivors. And they're going to have to be to survive in my world. That's okay. We've got a few that are getting pretty close to land. Next on the list, elves. They like trees and don't like orcs. Hope they like water. Then we're going to need some orcs. Orcs are green and brutish creatures. They don't like humans, but they're going to have to share the ocean for a minute. And dwarves. They like mountains, don't like elves. Eventually, they'll distribute themselves where they actually want to be. This way, I don't have to actually do the work. I plan on letting all these species basically do their own thing for a while. I'll just kind of gently nudge things once in a while to manipulate them how I want them. For now, since they're all just swimming around uselessly, I'm just gonna flood the world with idiots. And the game is still functioning remarkably well for all these creatures. Does this look like a T-Rex to anyone else? 10 million idiots spawned into this world and not one of them has managed to make it to land yet. Okay, looks like some of our idiots managed to make it into the woods. They've set up their own little house. Looks like we have one dwarf settlement and one human settlement. Okay, looks like they're starting to spread pretty nicely. I assume they'll naturally find the best place for themselves, so we'll just let them do their thing for a little bit. And then later on we can see how much they like these various sized bombs. And you know what? Since this one's already up to a population of 6, let's see if we can just tone that down a little bit. I don't want one to be too overpowered compared to the others. Have a grenade. That was a big grenade. My bad. Yeah, you guys will probably recover anyway. That's why I spawned so many people in. 5 minutes later, and we've got 4 thriving civilizations. And of those 4 civilizations, they're all dwarves and humans. Mostly dwarves. Probably because orcs and elves aren't really good swimmers. I'm not really sure where they went or what happened to them, but that's not really my problem. But we'll still give them a fair start at this. I'm gonna throw 10 of them right there. Let's throw 100 of them right here. We'll give the elves a head start since I drowned them to begin with. Orcs don't like humans. As a human, I take offense to that, so they're gonna have this little island and they're gonna enjoy it. This island is definitely big enough to sustain 110 orcs. And for the first time, I realized I actually have powers that can help people too. I can do things like lightning, which probably just kind of kills things, but I can make seeds and water and grow trees and actually help things. That actually made a lot of fire. Let's go ahead and fix that for a second. Sorry about that. These elves look like they need some help. They're down to under 100 people and they started with over 100. So, whoa, those really rained down there. Let's give them lots of berry bushes. Let's smother them in berries and see if they can handle it. They probably need lots of food. And what was this one? Seeds? We'll give them seeds too. I'm helping. And we're down to 98 elves. Lava cloud. Raining lava. It's doom time. That is the greatest thing I've ever seen in a video game. I realize you guys are just a peaceful little village of now 1 people, so it's doom time. I'm really sorry about this, but I can't help myself. That's a really big cloud. I really got to be careful what I touch in this game. I'm already a disaster on a good day. Okay, I think we've probably taken care of that village I wanted to destroy. We're gonna have to basically rain over the whole island right now to try and put this out. There might be a better way to do this. And the fire is quickly spreading to the village I didn't want to burn. I won't particularly miss it, but at the same time, I was hoping to avoid just this kind of thing, and the cloud's just gonna move. Is there any way to get rid of the doom cloud? I feel like I made a bad choice. I guess I'll just do my best to rain as it passes through the land, going pretty horizontally right through all of my precious villages. You know what? That's alright. In a few generations, no one's even gonna remember the doom cloud. Sorry guys, to make up for it, you can have some free berry bushes, and whatever these do. Let's also maybe give them a few sheep and chickens to work with. I don't know if they can actually do anything with these or if these are just going to eat their resources, but they can have a whole bunch of them. At the very least, they're going to have someone to talk to. And are these cats? Cute little carnivore. Oh, they can eat the chickens. Wait. Yeah, that's fine. Orc Island is still going pretty strong. Let's see if we can fill their entire island with chickens. They seem to be attacking them right away. I don't know if they eat them or they just don't like them. Wow, my macro really spawns those quickly. I'm gonna have fun with that. The dwarves here, they like mountains and don't like elves. These gray tiles are mountains, believe it or not. They don't really look like mountains, but they are. So we're gonna put a whole bunch of dwarves on there and see if they can sustain themselves. They seem happy enough, and they're already leaving. I made them an entire mountain island. It's not good enough for them. Since they don't like the island I made for them, they can have some piranhas. That should keep them right where they need to be. That is helpful for me though. If I drop people where they don't want to be, they automatically move themselves to somewhere more fitting. Now we've got these 2 really strong villages going down here, I think between dwarves and humans, and we're going to give them a bit of ore because I'm not sure they have a lot down here. That should hopefully make them advance their civilization a little further. That's my theory anyway. We'll give them some rocks somewhere there too. Good enough. I'll do the same for Orc Island. I'm not sure they're really smart enough to use this stuff properly, but we're going to give it to them anyway. They can have some more food because they've been good down here. Very well behaved orcs, not killing anything else. It even gives me landmines. Explodes when a creature walks over it. Oh, I didn't mean to... I didn't even Why is there so many? Nothing even walked over it. I'm just really bad at this game. At least I can turn that explosion into some kind of fertile land. I don't know if the dwarves are gonna like it now or not, but we're gonna find out. If not, the piranhas are gonna eat them. There you go. Yeah, perfect. See, they like it now. And just like that is my own custom-built little community of dwarves. Let's try a water bomb. This far out? Yeah, that was a little bit... Oh, it destroyed the land too. That's not what I wanted. What did I use last time? Maybe just regular TNT. Oh. So does a TNT act like a landmine then? I'm very confused because the landmine blew up right away. Landmine? Okay, we just have a double explosive now. And I blew up part of the island. Well, whatever. The dwarves are just going to have to work with the land they have. Look at how fancy these places are getting. They have like a skyscraper. You guys can have a dwarf now. Hope you enjoy them. Yeah, once I added iron and gold to all these islands, they started really building their stuff up. I think as long as I keep kind of helping them out along the way and giving them the resources, they'll eventually expand and they'll have to go to war with each other. And look at these little guys way up top. They've even settled their own little island. Let's see how the island mixes with a bowling ball. That's a really big bowling ball. Oh no. Really glad that didn't roll into the big village. This one with the star is a dwarven capital. They're not really thriving, I think, because they don't have enough mountains. So we're going to give them a little bit nearby that will hopefully help them. Don't worry, guys. I got you from here. We'll just go ahead and yep. More mountains and you guys know what to do with. Now we just wait and watch them thrive. I've also given them raw gold and iron, so they should be the happiest dwarves there ever were. Interestingly, the orcs are starting to spread to very weird places. A little civilization has popped up here next to people they don't like, and they're even getting all the way up here. At this point, I'm also going to take away all of these sandy beaches because no one seems to like them anyway, and turn them into something fertile that can be utilized. I want to make this whole thing a giant empire of stupid creatures. The brown is what I've just added. I'm going to turn that all into a fertile forest full of all sorts of resources, and we'll see who takes over in the end. Now that it's dirt, all I gotta do is add water and the forest will grow. These idiots keep colonizing things where they have no hope of surviving. They're already up here colonizing this and there's nothing even growing there. There we go, more resources, more population than ever before. We're gonna keep expanding and expanding this. I want to add some rabbits to the world, but I don't want to pick where they're going. So I'm just gonna drop like 1 million right into the ocean and let them distribute themselves all around the world. I won't be happy until we have so many rabbits the game starts to slow right down. Wait, the game's starting to skip now. I think we're done with rabbits. We'll let them kind of distribute themselves and then, yeah, the game definitely feels slower than it did before. This whole thing is a mass of rabbits. You know you did good when you can see the rabbits from space. Do you think an earthquake would be bad for this particular island? They've been through worse. We'll give them a little extra land to make up for that because they're actually really thriving by themselves. They still got almost 100 things there and they've been on a little island this entire time. And it looks like it's basically expanding there all by itself, so I'll just leave them to it. I'm not even going to mess with that. I want to see how they do it compared to how I do it, because when I do it, this kind of thing happens and the game breaks. It definitely didn't take very long for the grass to overgrow this island, but they haven't really done anything with it since, and I might need to actually seed it or nothing's gonna happen. Hope you guys like berries, because it's all you're gonna get. They don't get trees, they're just gonna live off berries and berry bushes. If they can't make that work, that's too bad for them. The rabbits seem to have assimilated nicely with whoever this is. There's 7 people living here and 7,000 rabbits in the village. And they also seem to have made friends with the dwarves. And the elves. It's pretty much a global epidemic at this point. They also seem to be eating a lot of the important greenery around the island, so someone might want to do something about that before they strip it entirely bare. I wonder if it's possible to just make like a little perpetually burning island. Let's give that a try while we're waiting. Forest is probably going to be the most flammable. We'll just add some water, we'll grow some trees, we'll light it on fire and see what happens. That looks like it would work pretty nicely. We'll throw a human down there just for good measure. He's going to set up his own avocado settlement, and he gets to be the central figure of our little fire experiment. There we go. I really got to start remembering that nothing here happens on a small scale. Every time I click anything, I can expect big things. But that should burn for a little while. There's lots of trees. He managed to survive though. Look at him go. He's going to have to rebuild from ashes. Never mind. He didn't get the memo that fire is in fact hot. Do you think if we use acid rain, it's going to rebuild the island? Doesn't look like it. And the acid cloud is floating towards civilization. I guess there's nothing directly in the path for a while. It'll be fine. We'll just go ahead and replace a human here, and there we go. He looks happy enough to build there. He can rebuild the island for me. That's his task. Let's see where this acid cloud goes. $1 million question. Will the cloud dissipate before it gets to all these orc settlements, or won't it? Luckily for me, I've got too much time on my hands, so I'm happy to sit here and wait. I think we're in luck. We've got 37 orcs that are about to be burned to death by acid. Not what I intended to happen, but pretty happy with the result anyways. We gotta keep them on their toes. It can't all be easy living in my world. Yeah, the big drops of acid are kinda nice. Those guys got it bad. Alright, this is gonna do pretty wonderful things. We're down to 20 people already. An acid cloud is obviously very naturally occurring. Had nothing to do with me. It just kind of happened. I'm sure they deserved it anyway. The orcs are pretty mean to everyone else. And you know what? It did a pretty good amount of damage right down Main Street, but they'll rebuild. That's not completely devastating to them. They'll get over it. I gave these idiots 4 times the room on their island, covered in berry bushes, and they don't expand. They just continue to die slowly. Do they need rocks? Gold? Iron? I don't know. I'll just start dropping things on them until it works. Give him some seeds over here. That should grow some trees. He couldn't do it. He managed to build himself a pretty nice house. Several houses, actually, and then he just died. What a quitter. Whatever this light purple are the ones taking over the world. Like, they've got settlements all over the place now. Red was doing good for a while, but they seem to have died out. Yellow's pretty good, but purple here, they're the ones doing it. The elves. Things are moving along, still a little bit too slowly for me, so I'm going to go ahead and get rid of most of the oceans, fill it with land and resources, and kind of see what happens from there. That's about as much landmass as I'm going to add. I do still think they need water for I don't know what, so we're going to leave that with them. I'm going to make it rain everywhere. We're going to add some greenery and see what happens. No, the world should thrive. As long as I don't do the rabbit thing again, there'll be lots of greenery for everyone. Now we're just going to add a whole bunch of seeds with as big a space as we can, and then some berries. And we're going to throw some gold and rock and whatever down, and everyone's going to have everything they need. At least I think. I don't really know what everyone needs, but whatever. I had no idea this whole time I could have been increasing the time. Times 5. We gotta expand this world quicker. No more waiting for me. I've just made the only intelligent move I've made so far and saved the game. I'm actually just going to let this run for a few minutes and see exactly what transpires while I'm gone. It's definitely been a few good minutes on high speeds. We've definitely expanded, but not quite to the point where I thought. I did get a few achievements for having like 1,000 creatures in the world, 200 humans, whatever. Not good enough yet. So we're going to turn it back to ×1 speed, then we're going to manually add some creatures into the world to help them expand just a little bit. And that's just going to look something like this. We're just going to sprinkle them around way from far out. We can't even see where they're going or anything. Go make your own little civilizations everywhere. And if I use my macro, it works better. Look how many things we can add to the world. Look at all those new squares and civilizations. Pretty soon there's not going to be any part of the map that's not part of a civilization. And there's definitely going to be some conflict because they don't like each other and they are very close. I think this is the orc coming in now to probably fight whatever this is. Probably a dwarf. Yep, I feel like they're expanding pretty quickly. Every star is the capital of a separate empire, so we've got a lot of different factions at play. Well, at this point the game is sufficiently laggy. They all have their kingdoms. None of them are really expanding at a really rapid rate yet. Some of the original ones are still growing pretty good. This one's at almost 200 people. And some of the civilizations are dying out. I'm not sure if they just murdered this one, but it did just disappear and they are standing suspiciously close to it. So as punishment for that, we'll give them a tornado, even though it's exactly what I wanted them to do. That seems to be working not bad. Nothing here is really super explosive yet, except for maybe like the grenades that just explode everything. Look at all the little guys getting swooped up though. That's actually pretty bad for the population. And the tornado took a turn abruptly north, so they can change directions. It tore right through those houses. That's a good tornado. Of course, use it to bounce creatures around. Well, I know where there's some creatures. Oh, just gonna shoot some outwards. That's not so bad. That's how I clear an area out. Wish I had found that one earlier. Can we blow them out of the tornado? Go. Oh, I blew the tornado out of the tornado. I didn't mean to save them all. Well, whatever. Next on the agenda, we're going to give this village of Usera of 13 people an acid geyser. Not nearly as destructive as I thought, so let's add a few bears in to help that out. Yeah, that seems to be working nicely. Between the acid geyser and the bears, that civilization is probably pretty boned. Now, let's take a look at some of these bigger ones. This is at the kingdom of A. Noel. 111 people. Noel makes me think of Santa Claus, Robot Santa. Coming in. Not really sure what he does. I assume nothing good, especially with red-eyed reindeer. Oh, he's dropping bombs. Oh, that's a lot more destructive than I thought it was going to be. Good Santa. That next one might be pretty well perfectly timed right onto there. You can even see what he's doing from space. It's such a big explosion. While we're at it, let's add a dragon. Wonder what the dragon does. Well, I mean, obviously it's going to kill people and light stuff on fire, but exactly how is what I'm interested in. To be honest, it's a pretty lackluster dragon so far. I think we need to motivate the dragon itself somehow. Looks like Robot Santa has exited the world. I think you can see his path of destruction there. The dragon, I've lost track of. It doesn't seem to be doing much of anything currently. Let's give these guys a demon. Does a demon do anything? It seems to just be making a giant mess of everything. I like the demon already. I think it's lighting stuff on fire. They can also have one of the cold ones, which I assume is just like a cold demon. Bandits, they like TNT, and whatever this is, zombies. Oh, turns out the humanoids into zombies. We can make a zombie apocalypse. At the very least, we managed to light things on fire thanks to the demon. I think they managed to kill everything else before it became a problem. Let's find a smaller village and inundate it with zombies. I'm sorry guys, but you are the chosen ones. If they turn them into zombies, they'll turn other people into zombies, we'll end the world with zombies. It might just be a little bit of a slow process, and the zombies are actually, I think, maybe gonna lose this fight. They're not very powerful. They did manage to take down the house. They're focusing on the buildings more than the people, so let's give them a little bit of lightning to help. Think I can get those guys without killing the zombies? It's probably very unlikely. Actually, I did a pretty good job of it. We still got some living zombies, so I'll take it. Also, we'll give these guys some zombies too. I really want the zombies to spread. They even chased this guy way out into the wilderness. Managed to kill him. There's another zombie, but we're losing zombies faster than we're making them. I don't think it's going to be very easy to make them spread. This one's just enjoying the chaos. They're actually doing pretty good with this village. I think they just need that right amount where they overpower everyone and kill them really quickly, because obviously if the zombies are dying, that's counterproductive, but if they swarm someone and kill them right away, we get a new zombie. And someone better do something about this fire or it's gonna spread pretty quickly too. The problem with the zombies is they don't really migrate that well. They're just kind of hanging out in the area where they destroyed the village. Meanwhile, a fire is approaching them and probably gonna burn them to death. I thought for sure they'd just swarm straight to the next village. The battle rages on. I guess more of the zombies will slowly draw up here towards this one. They're just not very quick. There we go, we got a new one. Hopefully it runs into the village and we start a war. These fires do spread very quickly if you don't do anything about them. That's already occupying a pretty sizable piece of my world, and I'm completely okay with that. And the zombies made it basically all the way to the edge of the village and then stopped. These guys are just peacefully living, and we can't have that. We tried the grenade before, small but effective, and that's an understatement. Let's try the napalm bomb. Apocalypse now. Apocalypse there. Excellent. I especially like the part where everything starts burning. And somehow the fires burned all around this, but they managed to protect their village. It doesn't really bode well for the countryside around them though. An antimatter bomb annihilates pixels. That could be fun to play with. Let's see what that does. Let's try this village. You guys ready? Catch. Oh, it just makes like a big black hole. Okay, cool. I guess that's just a void of nothingness now. That's fun. Let's try this heat ray. It's like a magnifying glass. Yeah, that's kind of interesting. Definitely burns things. I like the control it has. Most of the things in this game I touch and it has a wildly unpredictable effect. I think that did the job. It looks pretty melted. Can I melt the dragon now with my laser? Oh, I can. Oh, I can hit it at least. Did that kill it? Dragon? Yeah, it did. I killed the dragon. I didn't really... Well, that's fine. We didn't need the dragon anyway. The zombies did make it to the new village. Took them long enough. I think they're dwindling in numbers though. I don't really think they have what they need to take over the world, and they're very slow about it. What about just a regular bomb? How big's that? It's bigger than the grenades, and just as entertaining. Well, logically we have to go through all the bombs now. Atomic bomb drops a very powerful bomb from the sky. Oops. Might have to zoom out for this one. Yeah, I feel like that probably eliminated the people under there. I think they were elves, but they're pretty much just goo now. Moving up the list, we have the Tsar Bomba. This bad boy can destroy the whole world. A bomb after my own heart. What about a meteorite then? Small rock from space. Can kill everyone if landed on a village. I'm pretty good at that already. Remember this? Was just a lonely island once. Have a meteor. Yeah, that was pretty big, but the bombs are definitely bigger. While we're at it, let's add a few doom clouds to the world. This might make the game slow down quite a bit in hindsight, but that's okay. We're gonna add doom clouds, it's gonna light the world on fire. And then we're gonna drop a few more atomic bombs just in random spots. I have no idea if these are gonna hit civilizations or not, but I feel better already. It feels like a fitting end to my world, really. I'm not sure if these light things on fire or not. There's still a lot of civilization out there. It really was a big thriving world, which is very strange. The doom clouds are living up to their name, lighting everything on fire. It's a very slow way to die. Slow and burny. They might be alright. The doom clouds aren't particularly thorough, but they're still pretty bad. I wouldn't want to live in that village. Those big bombs actually go all the way down to the water. What is giving them new water to work with? Oh, they do burn around the edges though, so the world is definitely going to burn at this point. I'll put some fireworks to celebrate. Wait. What? That's fireworks? Fire them up and watch your show. There they are. Now it's a party. The world's much better now. It really does put an optimistic spin on it when you have fireworks. Add it to any occasion and suddenly everything's okay. The rabbits will probably be the last thing to survive. I'm actually very confident of that. There's so many of them out there that they're going to manage to navigate around all these disasters. There you go. Will that destroy the whole thing? It probably will. It's a pretty big explosion. Yeah, that's more than enough to take care of it. I like those bombs. They're just the right size. To be honest, this is exactly the world I envisioned when I started. But let's put a stamp on this one. There's a lot of fun potential. I could see some fun experiments happening on this one. That did not destroy the whole world. I want my money back. This bad boy can destroy the whole world. It can if you drop 1,000,000 of them, but that could be said for any of the bombs. But you know what? I don't judge. We'll go ahead and do that. We'll just kind of randomly scatter it around. The world will start anew. And that's going to slow the game down a lot. It doesn't like those big explosions very much, but I sure do. Honestly, this was kind of what I expected to naturally happen with what I was doing. But sometimes you just gotta force things. Do we have a survivor? Maybe these guys can be the ones who start the new world. I'm not really sure. Yeah, there are some survivors. Outstanding. Well, we can't have any of those. Sorry, guys. I don't make the rules. The fireworks are still going. Of all the things, I missed the fireworks. Here, we'll take care of those right now. Okay, that's better. I'm good at this game.